Hi everybody, welcome back to Mediocre Whiskey Review. I'm Jill, your host, and today we're sipping some whiskey. Stick around. Alright, folks. So, I don't know if you can see this big guy right here, but we have this guy. He is Weller Special Reserve. I've had him for quite some time. He's getting empty. I actually found this in Texas. Not this year, last year. My parents stay in Texas over the winter, and they live in a tiny, tiny little town in so far south Texas. And this was on the shelf. I think I paid $40 for it. It is the big one, you know. So we have this guy. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have two glasses. And I have stuff in both glasses. Because I decided to do a comparison today. And I'm super excited to do this. But I was nervous to do the whiskey that I want to do. I was nervous to do it by itself. Because I have opened it and I have tasted it. But I didn't focus on it. I was so excited to have the bottle that I just drank it and I was like, oh my God, it's so great. But I figured we would compare it to this guy. And the reason we're going to compare it to this guy is because they're related. They are cousins, they're brothers, I don't know, they're related here. So we have Weller Special Reserve in this glass. And in this glass, we have Weller C.Y.P.B. Just knocked the metal top off of it. That's fine. So I won this also in a raffle. And it was delivered to me at the same time as the Bourbon. And I was so excited for this one. I got another one. I have one more bottle I'm going to do, but I'm not going to tell you what it is till I do the review. Just calm down. So I have some information about the CYPB, and I will tell you that information after you go like, subscribe, and comment. I'll wait. Okay, enough time. So, what it says on the back of the label, and I got this directly off the label. I've seen one of these ever, and I think they wanted like $1,000 for it or something, and so obviously I kindly passed. So, the CYPB, what it says on the back of the label is, a few years ago, we asked whiskey drinkers to craft your perfect bourbon, hence the CYPB, online by visiting yourperfectbourbon.com and choosing their ideal bourbon recipe, proof, warehouse location, and age. Thousands chose wheated bourbon, just like William LaRue Weller did years ago. This limited edition whiskey is the result of the overwhelming consensus: a wheated bourbon aged on the highest warehouse floors for 8 years and bottled at 95 proof. So that's what we have. We got 95 proof, highest floors, 8 years. And I don't think I'm the idiot here. I think all Buffalo Trace products are difficult to find information on. They are not open with age statements. Mash bills, of course, pretty much anything. They're just pretty hush-hush about all kinds of things over there at the Buffalo Trace, and that's okay because it's their business. But we are going to taste these two today. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I chose this. I was trying to look up information on this one, and one of the questions on Google that somebody else put in said, I don't remember how it was worded, but what is a good substitute for Weller C.Y.P.B. And it said Weller Special Reserve. So I said, I have one of those. So that's why we're here. That's how we got to where we are right now. So let's dive right in. And this is not like a, which one do I like better? Which one is better? I wanted something to kind of warm up my palate. And then I wanted to drink this guy. And I figured I might as well drink something real similar to it. Now, I've drank the Weller Special Reserve plenty. It's not an extraordinary bourbon. It's good. Noses are definitely very similar. Damn near identical. Yeah, the colors are very, very similar. I can't see where it's shit right now. Yeah, I think the CYPB might be just a little bit darker, and I don't know how long this one's aged. So, you know, if it's aged under 8 years, even if they have the same mash bill, same spots in the warehouse, and it's aged less, obviously there's going to be a difference. This one does smell like just a little bit lighter. Like it's not, it's the same but different. But vanilla and caramel, it's definitely a weeded whiskey, which I love. Okay. All right, we're gonna jump in and take a sip. Weller first. Well, Special Reserve first. They're both Weller. So first sip of the day, even. It's thin. It's just a pretty standard low proof whiskey. It's not bad. It's not exceptional, and that's okay. Little, like, tiniest bit of pepper in that. It's good. Like, it's good. I'm gonna cleanse my palate before I take a sip of the next one. All right, we're jumping in, and I'm gonna tell you, I always get scared to sip a whiskey that I have always wanted to sip, because I feel like I'm gonna automatically hate it because I've like wanted it for so long. I'm gonna be like, that's okay. But we're not doing that. No preconceived notions here. And I've already sipped it. So. The palate compared to the Special Reserve is much thicker. It's more viscous. That pepper stood out a little bit more in this one. But it just felt creamier. They're very similar. This one just felt quite like the mouthfeel on it just felt creamier. It was very good. Sip number 2. So, vanilla, caramel, brown sugar. It is a very well put together whiskey. And especially when you're comparing it to something like this. I'm not knocking this one, because when this runs out, I'll probably look for another one. Probably wait till I get to Texas. So this one tastes much thinner. It's slightly waterier, more. There's more water in. Do you ever get to talking and then all of a sudden you just see that spinning wheel like you do on your computer where it's like loading, but it's not really loading? That's what my brain's been doing a lot lately. We gotta take another sip. Sip 3 is always the best sip. That third sip creamy mouthfeel. Again, we're gonna go with the hug. I got my hug for today, and the flavors just like, now I'm not a whiskey connoisseur. I am not a sommelier. I'm not, any of those things. I am a working woman who likes to drink whiskey in her off time, and I like to think that I know what I'm talking about. And 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure I don't, but I don't care because I have fun doing this. But I'm not pulling out a lot more flavors out of this than I did this. They're very, very similar, and I understand they're made the same distillery, probably the same mash bill or close to it. But definitely the age on this has made a difference, I'm sure. And again, I don't know. No age statement on this. So, just kidding. It really doesn't matter because I've seen this for $1,000 one time. I would not pay that. But MSRP on this I did see is $50. So especially knowing that, I would have a hard time justifying spending the extra money on it. Could I drink this instead? Sure, it's not the same. But if I found it for $50, I'd buy two for sure. Caramel. There's a it's not coming out. That circle's just spinning in there. It's a very pleasant whiskey, and I will buy it again when I see it at a reasonable price, of course. But this one I'm super happy to have, and I am happy to have it on my shelf. Am I gonna drink it a lot? Probably not. I really would love to be that person that like, oh, I'm gonna sit it on my shelf and I'm only gonna wait for special occasions, and I'm not gonna wait for a special occasion. I'm gonna drink it when I get in the mood for it. My son-in-law, I think, is gonna come over at some point and enjoy some whiskey with me. He's more of a shooter, like he's like get drunk kind of dude, but he's also grown up and maturing, and he's, starting to pick out some flavors out of these things, so that's super cool. But I love to share. I love to share my whiskey, and I will definitely share this if somebody comes over and sees it. In moderation. Don't come over here and pour half of my bottle out, okay? We're not doing that. The more I drink of that, like, the sweeter it gets. And it is very good. I'm digging this so much. So I'm gonna give this like, I don't know, 8.5. I don't want to go 9 because I feel like I'm fangirling it too much, and whatever, because I have wanted one of these for quite some time, and now I have it. But that's all I have for today. I will say, compared to the Special Reserve, they're not super far apart. They are different, obviously, but they're not so far apart that you can't tell they're related. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you now, but I do want to show you, look at this cute little thing that I bought. I bought a glass flask. There's a leather pouch that goes around this too. I just don't have it on there right now because I have to wash these. I have an event to go to very soon, and I'm gonna need to take my own beverages. So I needed to be prepared, and I heard so many people talk about metal flasks and how it can take the taste of your whiskey, and I can't have that. I just can't have it. So I need to be able to, take some of my whiskey with me and have a good time and make it a good evening. So anyway, you guys go do something nice for somebody. It's getting so close to Christmas. And I do have a Christmas video that I'm working on. So there's something happening there, and maybe I don't know, maybe Santa Jill's gonna give something away for Christmas. We'll see. If I could get to 200 subscribers, I tell you what, I would give something away. I would give away some samples. So yeah, let's do that. Anyway, you guys go be nice to each other. Do something nice for someone. And I'm gonna sit here and craft my perfect bourbon. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Cheers.